So, good evening, everybody. We are back on prime time with RNTalks, and today we've got a very, very special guest on our platform, that is Major Mohommed Ali Shah. He needs no introduction actually, but for those of you who do not know him or have not heard about him, a very small, brief intro I'll give him, and rest the Google is full of him. So all you have to type is Major Ali or Major Muhammad Ali Shah. Either way, you are going to get to him. So Major Mohommed Ali Shah is one of the most sought after international TEDx speakers who has given the highest number of TED talks, not only in India but also in the world. He was recently invited to speak at the prestigious Seeding STEM Global Summit conducted jointly by the esteemed Cambridge University and London University, and his keynote address on 5th September 2020 was highly applauded by all. He has also spoken at two other Josh Talk events and an MS Talk event and various other prestigious events. Not only that, he is also a lifestyle and a wellness coach, a motivational speaker, a public speaker, and a storyteller to my God, so many things. मैं बोलते बोलते थक जाऊंगी इनके बारे में आपको, but in short, like I can say that he is an award-winning actor and he has got so many. We'll be discussing all these things. He's a defense expert, analysis. He is a debate panelist. You can see him on Indian news channels like Aaj Tak, Republic, Times Now, NewsX, Z News, India. I'll get tired by this. So let's hear him speak out everything to you, and he'll tell you about his life, his journey, and everything. So, Major Muhammad Ali Shah will be joining us in 2 minutes flat. And I hope I'm audible. I forgot to ask you. I just kind of started off. So,
Jai ma'am, perfectly.
Jai Hind. It's indeed a pleasure to have you on our platform, Major Ali. मैं थोड़ा छोटा कर दूंगी नाम को because you got a big name like heavy duty नाम है मेरे जैसा. तो वो बोलते बोलते
True,
so
ma'am.
yeah. So let's begin with you. I've just kind of introduced you to the people, but then like you've got so much, you've done so much, and you've achieved so much. इतना सारा आपने life में experience gather किया as a motivation speaker, as a defense analyst, as an actor, as a theater actor. You write your own plays, and I think मैं अगर मैं ही बोलती रही तो मैं ही बोलती रह जाऊंगी. So I would like you to tell the audience today.
Ma'am, firstly, thank you very much for having me here. And secondly, thank you very much for at least considering and perceiving that I have achieved something in life. And because the reality is, I have not achieved anything in life as yet. But yes, as Robert Frost said it in The Road Less Traveled, that I took the road less traveled, and that made all the difference. He also said, the woods are lonely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. So, yes, I'm yet to do something earth shattering in life as yet. Having said that, since you rightly said that, I hold a world record for having been invited to speak on TEDx platforms. I also hold a world record for having seen the maximum failures in the world, actually. So I would call myself, I would call myself a very successful failure. And apart from being an international TEDx speaker, I'm also an international singer, which very few people know of this actually. So I thought,
Well,
let me
even
promote.
I didn't know, right? I've heard your TEDx talks and everything, but nowhere did you mention about singing. That's cheating. Chalo, good. On my platform, at least we know that you are a singer. So one more secret revealed about you.
Right. So I thought, let me promote my singing talent on आपके इस platform के जरिए. It was very
बिल्कुल,
important
बिल्कुल.
to know people that I am, and ladies and gentlemen, I am not just a national singer, I'm an international singer. And I turned as an international singer in the year 2003. Let me tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you how it all happened. My journey as an international singer. In the year 2003, I was just commissioned in the army. I was posted at the line of control at the Indo-Pak border, and where our post was just 30 meters away from the Pakistan post.
Right. Oh.
And 2003 में, as we all know, ceasefire नहीं हुआ था. So we used to fire across, they would fire across. And so there was a contingency plan which I had made, for my troops who I was commanding over there. Saying that agar kabhi, जैसे कि surgical strikes होती है, we have this bad action. Border action
Yeah.
teams come across and they, अगर कभी ऐसी नौबत आई, and if we run out of ammunition for any reason, then the
Right.
contingency planning would be, as you said, Major Ali, that time was the Lieutenant Sahab, Lieutenant Ali would start singing.
Oh
And
my
when
God. Okay.
Lieutenant
That
Ali
was.
sings, the enemy who's come, पीछे मोड़ तेज चल दौड़ के चल, they would run away from there. So that is how I turned an international singer in 2003.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm the feather to my cap that way.
Right.
And so today I'm a motivational speaker, not because I am smarter or more talented or more intelligent or wiser or smarter than the person who would be listening to me. But I today am a motivational speaker because, as I told you earlier, I would have seen the most amount of failures, humiliations, rejections, struggles, hardships, heartbreaks than anybody else who would be listening to me. But I tell them
So
all never
when
to give up.
people think about heartbreak, they think it's love mein heartbreak hua. Let me tell the audience that he was very in love, and it was love at first sight on Rajpath when he was leading the parade, and he got to marry the love of his life, and is still very. It's like how many years marriage now? Last I heard was it was 11.
We just got married. We just got married, ma'am. We
How many
quite
years
because
ago?
we are newly married actually. Just about 12 years back or so.
So, true to the Fauji spirit, like फौजियों का honeymoon कभी खत्म नहीं होता है, and we are always newly married. So we are separations and everything. So we take life at every step. We live life king size. So that is what he means. So don't let him fool you when he says newly married. He is happily, blissfully married to a beautiful lady. I wish you could have joined us over here, but still Major Shah is all in all वो है हम उसको बताने के लिए, and you have got to watch his video in which he confesses his love. बहुत प्यारा confession है, देखने की चीज है, and you'll love to see him leading the parade also of the Assam Rifles. So besides that, like he says, as you say, Major Ali, you are a motivational speaker because you had had lots of failures. So let me tell our audience that the heartbreak was because of that failure. Nothing love over here. He tried and he's still trying. And he's a learner. That is what best I like. The opening lines were like you said, he I'm still learning, and that is what we all are, learner. So आप खुद बताइए. I would want you to tell people. हम, why I want you to tell is, लोग एक ही गलती से, एक फेलियर से इतना भयंकर डर जाते हैं मेजरली कि वो दूसरी बार करना ही नहीं चाहते. And if they really get to hear your life, then I think it's a example for others to follow, like never give up attitude. So please थोड़ा इसके बारे में बताइए.
मैम, I was this little child. हमें सुना होगा बचपन में कुछ लोग होते हैं, कुछ बच्चे जो ठीक से बोल नहीं पाते हैं, एंड वो बोलना भी बहुत लेट स्टार्ट करते हैं वो. और जब बोलना भी शुरू करते हैं तो वो हकलाते हैं, तुतलाते हैं. They stammer, they lisp, they get stuck while speaking. They are very underconfident, shy, timid children, right?
Right.
I was that child, man.
I
I
don't
learned.
believe. Look at you now. I just can't believe that.
So I learned to speak very late in life first. And even when I learned, I had a very bad problem of stammering. And I
Okay.
would stutter. And I had a lisp. I just couldn't pronounce the word S. For sir, I would say fur. So and also while speaking, nobody wanted to be friends with me in my childhood actually. Why? Because the main reason was when I would speak, I would end up throwing a lot of saliva while talking. So obviously nobody would want, oh, yaar, dur raho yaar, kya baat kar rahe ho yaar, kyun yaar? So,
Okay.
and once what happened, in fact, I was very small. I had not even turned a teenager that time. I went up on stage in school. I was in a boarding school in Ooty, Lawrence School, Lovedale. So I went up on stage to recite a poetry, and I'll share a secret with you. I saw this girl who I had a crush on in school, huh? She was
Okay.
sitting in the audience. She was sitting in the
Oh,
audience.
okay.
And the moment I saw her, I forgot my lines on stage. And I could feel my feet becoming cold, my hands shivering, my face turning red, and dying out of embarrassment. I would like, बस जमीन खुल जाए और मैं घुस जाऊं उसके अंदर. बस समझ में नहीं आ रहा कहाँ जाऊं, क्या करूं, किसके पास देखूं. मैं लाइनें भूल गया वही स्टेज पे. अपनी बेइज्जती हुई हुई. And the house I was representing, like we have green house, blue house, like that, no? So, which the house I was representing, उनकी भी बेइज्जती करी, उनके पॉइंट कम होंगे. And I was sweating profusely. पहाड़ में, हाँ, हिल स्टेशन में, ठंडे माहौल में. Ma'am, that night, everyone teased me. And I was always teased and bullied and always pinned down. So, and now I gave one more reason for everyone to tease me more. But that night, I cried a lot. मैं बहुत रोया उस रात. और मेरे को बहुत बहुत गंदा लगा मेरे को. ऐसा कि भाई वैसे ही बोलने की प्रॉब्लम है. टीचर्स ने मेरे को एक मौका दिया है स्टेज पे आके बोलने का, ऐसे लड़के को जो तुतलाता है, हकलाता है, पर स्टिल वो गया स्टेज पे. I swore to myself that day. I said, ऐसी गलती दोबारा नहीं की. I will not let this happen, no matter what. A boarding school में we were staying in dormitories. So I went to my classroom, switched on the light. We had these desks. I opened the desk, took out my
Yeah.
English reader from it. After I took out my English reader, I started reading it. And we had unabridged, what do you call that? Abridged, unabridged, what do you call those versions? So, like William Shakespeare
Yeah.
के plays होते हैं ना, बड़े वाले.
हाँ जी, हाँ
Huh?
जी.
What do you
Abridged
call it?
versions.
Abridged version. All right. So, वो मैंने पढ़ा. रात भर पढ़ता रहा. रात से सुबह हो गई. And I kept reading. Now there's a difference. So today I'm a public speaking coach. In fact, the boy who forgot his lines, and how I did that, I'll tell you. How I traversed that journey from this boy who would stammer, stutter, lisp, not speak clearly, forgetting his line on stage. Today I have given the highest number of TEDx talks in the world. Today I am a public speaking coach to people who are 5-year-old to 85-year-old great grandparents. Age no bar, gender no bar, nationality no bar. Internationally, I coach people in how to, and I travel different countries. I try to motivate people, tell my story. That see, Josh Talks there's something called as Josh Skills. Josh Talks,
Yeah.
I had given two Josh Talks, English and Hindi. With 1 hour of getting released on YouTube, it had over 4.5 lakh views in 1 hour on YouTube. So, which was like some people somewhere connected with what I spoke. So, I believe whether the audience is one or over a million, there's one common thing everyone is looking for, and that is a connection. You connect with the audience, that's it. Bang on, you are there. So now I will tell you. So that night I went, took my reader. There's a difference between reading, speaking the way we are speaking, and reciting. If I recite something, जो मेरे को याद होगी ज़बानी. So मैंने क्या करा? I took out my English reader. I was Shylock's speech over there from Merchant of Venice. And when Antonio and Portia, Antonio is asking for a pound of flesh from Shylock. And Shylock says in the speech, he has hindered me and disgraced me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains. And what's the reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed to the same food, hurt by the same weapon. If you tickle us, do not laugh. If you prick us, do not bleed. If you harm us, do not revenge. The one thing you teach me. And वो याद हो गई speech मेरे को. Of the first class was the English class in the morning. The teacher asked who will read. I was the same silly, timid, good for nothing boy who was sitting behind, who would always hide. The teacher doesn't know my name. नाम नहीं पता होना चाहिए. And when the teacher would come, he would open his desk. और डेस्क के पीछे छुप के बैठ के
किसी तरह छुप जाओ.
छुप जाओ बस, ठीक है. एंड द टीचर आस्क्ड who will read. Now the same boy, since I had prepared, अपनी मेहनत की थी, रात भर होमवर्क था उसमें, so मैं अपना हाथ ऊपर किया, सबसे ऊपर. And everybody was shocked, everyone in class, ये पढ़ेगा, ये जो दो शब्द ठीक से नहीं बोल पा रहा है. And I started reading and I just recited Sherlock's speech. वो पढ़ी. Everybody in class clapped for me. और जो टी ब्रेक में ना, we used to have this break, a recess interval, where we used to get biscuits, bun, glucose tank, juice, चाय. तो वो लोग अपना टिफिन मेरे को दे रहे थे, and they were like made friends with me. And all of a sudden, I started gaining confidence. And as I would gain confidence, my problem of stammering and stuttering and getting stuck while speaking started being overcome by my own self, without the aid or the help of a speech therapist. People stammer because they don't have belief in their own selves. There's no other reason to it.
Very true.
I don't mean to demean any speech therapist. Yes, God bless them. But let me tell you, get me the best motivation speaker in the world today. And I challenge you, that motivation speaker will not be able to motivate you the way you can motivate your own self. We are
100%
our best motivators. So I said, okay, I have to work on myself. I identified the problem. We should know ourselves. It's very important to make friends with your own self and know yourselves better and better and better. There's no end. Many times we end up surprising our own selves. For example, जब तक मैं Officers Training Academy में नहीं गया था फौज की ट्रेनिंग करने के लिए, I did not know I could do a Josh run of 40 kilometers route march non-stop at a stretch. जो मैं 17 घंटे में करी वो अलग बात है. But 40 kilometers non-stop, our human body is capable of doing a lot. A mind is capable of doing a lot. हमको उम्मीद नहीं होती. अभी परसों की बात है, I was on a webinar with Major DP Singh. Major DP Singh is India's first blade runner. He doesn't have a limb. He's a Kargil war veteran. He's an amputee. But yeah, he runs marathons. He's run parasailing, parajumping, paratrooping. So we are capable of doing a lot, provided the strength is over here. If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't.
100%.
If you'd like to win, but think you cannot, there's almost a hint you won't. For out in the world, we find success begins with a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster men. But sooner or later, yes, the person who wins is the one who thinks
he can.
He can. So always think you can do it. Don't think you can't. Always think, I think others can do it. Don't think others cannot do it. हर कोई जिंदगी में कोई ऐसा काम नहीं है कि भाई हम नहीं कर सकते हैं. And never quit in life. Don't ever quit. करते करते भाई चीजें नहीं हो रही है ना, होएंगी. आप लगे रहिए, होएगा. Don't quit when the tide is lowest, or it's just about to turn. Don't quit over doubts and questions, for there's something you may learn. Don't quit when the night is darkest, for there's just a moment until dawn. Don't quit when you've run the furthest, for the race is almost won. Don't quit when the hill is steepest, for your goal is almost nigh. Don't quit, for you're not a failure unless and until you fail to try. So try to करिए ना, कामयाबी होएगी. But in order to get lucky, you have to first buy a lottery ticket. हम लॉटरी का टिकट ही नहीं खरीदेंगे और हम ड्रीम करेंगे भाई एक दिन मेरी I'll get lucky, एक दिन लॉटरी लग जाएगी. भाई कैसे लगेगी? आपने मेहनत नहीं करी, तैयारी नहीं करी, आपने उसके बारे में सोचा ही नहीं. So anyhow, so from there the next term there was another elocution competition in school. I went up on stage again this time, and this time I was very well prepared. Everyone gave me a standing ovation for my speech. But when the results were announced, we've heard of partiality also at times. We heard that so and so was deserving. So we may not always get what we want, what we would seek in life, what we would deserve. But be happy with what you get. and think positively. And the only thing that's stopping you from reaching where you want to go is you, your own self. And the second thing is getting started. हमने शुरुआत कर दी ना तो काम खत्म होएगा. आप शुरुआत ही नहीं करेंगे भैया, यू कीप प्रोक्रेस्टिनेटिंग. आज नहीं कल, आज सुबह मैं 5 बजे सुबह उठ के जॉगिंग पे जाऊंगा. अलार्म लगा दिया, 5 मिनट और सो जाऊं, 10 मिनट और सो जाऊं, 15 मिनट करते करते 6 बज गए, 7 बज गए, 8 बजे. उफ, कल से जाऊं. एंड इट विल नेवर हैपन. इट्स नाउ और नेवर. अभी नहीं तो कभी नहीं. नाइकी का लोगो है ना, जस्ट डू इट. उसको फॉलो करिए आप, बैश ऑन रिगार्डलेस. आप करिए, होएगा. सो एनीवे, तो आई वेंट अप ऑन स्टेज और मुझे उम्मीद थी कि थर्ड प्राइज तो पक्का मेरे को मिलेगा 100%. एंड व्हेन द रिजल्ट वाज अनाउंस्ड, the third prize, there was a lady called Ranjita Kumar, and Ranjita Kumar got the third prize. And then there was the second prize was on the boy by the name of Ramesh Ghai. So Ramesh Ghai got the second prize. And अब तो भैया मैं सोच लिया अभी मैं अगले साल आऊंगा, कोई बात, and I will win a prize. But when the first prize was announced, I was very upset, and my neighbor nudged me with his elbow. And this neighbor also nudged me with his elbow. Your name is being announced. What? And I happened to win the first prize. Uske baad, there was no looking back. I won the best debater, the best actor, best in speech competition, best in declamation, best in elocution. You name the prize. I lifted all the prizes, all the trophies for not only my house, for my school, but for the district. I went for interstates. And करते करते वही लड़का जो मंच पे अपनी लाइनें भूल चुका था, आज की तारीख में दुनिया भर में सबसे ज्यादा TEDx टॉक्स देके बैठा है, जो दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा स्टेज माना जाता है. Let me tell you my experience about my TEDx now. In the year 2019, in January, I got an email saying we would like to invite you for our TEDx event. TEDx for me was something like, I had seen TEDx talks, a person standing in a red dot और वो बात कर रहे हैं 18 मिनट के लिए, अच्छी बात है, बड़ा अच्छा, very educative. But it was something like an astronaut. हम देखते हैं astronaut suits में लोग देखते हैं कि वो space में जा रहे हैं. But we don't dream कि एक दिन हम भी इस moon में जाएंगे. So I thought, then I got this email to, I thought गलती से आई है मेरे पास, मैं कोई तवज्जो नहीं दी, and I just ignored it completely. After 2 days, I thought it's my moral responsibility to write back. For all you know, it could be a genuine mail. So I wrote back, I am definitely not the same Mohommed Ali Shah that you're looking for. I am somebody else. क्योंकि मेरे जहन में एक illusion था that only high achievers, accomplished personalities, people who have done a lot in life, who are exceptional, come on TEDx to speak. वो मेरी गलतफहमी थी. I will tell you गलतफहमी क्यों थी. Also, I will tell you in the course of action. This I'm telling because a lot of people, because RNTalks is amazing, doing a great job, and also it reminds me of, it's another feather in my cap. TEDx talks, Josh talks, MS talks, and now RNTalks. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. So, अब क्या हुआ? मैं इनको लिखा कि भी I'm not the same Mohommed Ali Shah. Then they had my phone number. Within 5 minutes, they got the mail and they called me up. No, sir, it's you only. Please, sir, we would like you to come and this, that. मैं भाई क्यों? भाई मेरे जहन में था, unless you have swam the English Channel or climbed the Mount Everest or got an Olympic gold medal or done something earth-shattering in life, तभी आप TEDx पे जाते हो. ठीक है भाई. So Bombay से my friend Om Puri Saab's wife Nanda Puri and I, they wanted one more speaker, and Nanda Puri I gave her name, and we both went together to Amritsar give a TEDx talk. अब हुआ यूं मैम, 18 मिनट के दौरान, in the first 18 minutes, I ended up receiving 3 standing ovations during the talk. Not when the talk got over. I had done theatre with thespians like Mr. Nasiruddin Shah, Tom Walter, great personality. So we would end up receiving a standing ovation with them. उनके नाम पे ही standing ovation मिल जाए तो. So standing ovation क्या होता है, मैं experience कर चुका था. But during the talk, या तो कोई इतना बोर कर रहा होगा कि भाई ताली बजाओ, भगाओ उनको स्टेज से, भाई जान. होता नहीं है स्कूल में हम करते हैं, चीफ गेस्ट आता है, बोर कर दिया बहुत. He's going on and on with long-winded conversations, speeches. You don't want to listen to you, dude. Come on, take a break, give it a, come on. But तब ताली बजाना शुरू कर देंगे. But this was a genuine clap. I could see the energy, I could feel it. Because I was enjoying it.
They enjoyed it.
They enjoyed, exactly.
that enthusiasm, they say in one of my articles I've written, how to develop personality, where there is where I have mentioned this point, that enthusiasm is very, very infectious, if
Absolutely.
while communicating we're very enthusiastic, and the half the battle of communication is already won. It carries
Absolutely.
on like a wave. It will go on to the people who are listening to you, or maybe watching you, or maybe talking to you. So there's so much, the I think the audience does not know. They just know Major Mohommed Ali Shah, the TEDx one. But आपके साथ रह के बात करके, like I have seen the amount of, what I would not call them failures as you choose to call them. I will call them speed breakers, and I'll say you have.
And it was my first attempt in learning. Failure, FAIL, I would say first attempt in learning actually. That.
So, there's so many speed breakers. I just want you to एक छोटे 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 करके हमको बताओ, because there's so many children out there, like who we deal with, and the parents out there. वो लोग क्या करते हैं, बच्चा अगर they are expecting 90%, 99. आजकल का जमाना ही कुछ ऐसा है. When I was in school, 60% was like, अरे बाप रे, 60 ले आया. और आज का जमाना ऐसा 99 लाके, बेटा आपका 1% कहाँ छूट गया. पेरेंट्स को वो है ही नहीं कि बच्चे 99 लाया. दे जस्ट रनिंग आफ्टर दैट 1% that the child could not bag. So everybody wants instant success. They want कि हमने आज कुछ किया है और हम सीधा मशहूर हो जाए, या हमारे को instant success मिल जाए. But your journey is something, अगर कोई बंदा सोचेगा, देखेगा, सुनेगा, तो it's actually something to learn. So I just want you to just, one करके snippets में आप छोटे छोटे बताओ, जैसे कि your stepping stones to success. Like there's a saying, failure is a stepping stone to success. So I want the audience to listen to the little stepping stones that have brought you where you are today. And God willing, you will go further, and will always have the pleasure of listening to you and interacting with you. But I really want, because I was like odd when I heard that आपका जो वीडियो था, and एक एक करके बताते गए, and when you ask people and they were like, oh, you came first, and you were like, no. So I just did any climax, like, people would think, oh yeah, this he cracked, and then you were like, no. So I just want you to just एक एक करके, जैसे एक मेरे को बताया ना अभी आपने कि that first speech वाला. So your different milestones that got you where you are today, that got you into the army. But because I know, I have seen you, I have heard you, I know that you are not coming here. It was just kind of like, and you had never thought. You are more of a theater person. You are more of a actor. You are the person who loves to be on the stage and act and, speak. तो अब हमको पता लग ही गया कि इतने अच्छे speaker कैसे बने हो. But I just want you to throw a little light upon that part, because people, they just get intimidated by even one failure. I want them to know that these failures are just stepping stones to success. You're just a step away from success. And most often than not, I am sure you will also agree, people leave when they're just about to get the fame. मेहनत करते रहेंगे, करते
Man,
रहेंगे, करते रहेंगे, and ultimately जो वो छोड़ के चले जाते हैं, they just step away from success, and that is the time they just give up कि I can't do it. So I just
ma'am,
that.
I fell in love very early in life when I was just 5 years old. I also had my first heartbreak very early in life when I was in class fifth. Number five again. Class 5 साल की उम्र में I fell in love with what? With the army uniform, फौजी वर्दी से और रंगमंच है, theater से. I fell in love with this. And In class fifth, I had my heartbreak when I failed the entrance test for the Doon school. My parents had registered me for Doon school when I was in class, when I was like 3 months old. In class fifth में के बाद Doon school जाएगा. So my mother used to teach me about the entrance test, countries, capitals, books, authors, currencies, countries, and GK, maths. बहुत मेहनत हुई. रात रात भर my mother used to wake up at night and teach me. कभी चाय, तो कभी बिस्किट, तो कभी दूध, जिसको अक्सर तो मैं वॉश बेसिन में जाके फेंक दिया करता था. वो अलग बात रही. भले आई विश नहीं नहीं करता. मैं बहुत बहुत शरारती. आई वाज वेरी नॉटी दैट टाइम एट होम. एंड in class ninth, you know what? Something very drastic happened. Class ninth में I topped my batch, man, but from behind, huh? And which means मेरे को कोई शर्म नहीं है बोलने में कि मैं क्लास नाइन्थ में फेल हो गया था. I repeated my year. I have
मेरा भी
actually seen.
कुछ आपके जैसा ही है.
I have seen my juniors become my batchmates and my batchmates become my seniors. और जो मेरे सीनियर्स थे वो सुपर सीनियर बन चुके थे मेरे. और बोर्डिंग स्कूल में है. तो क्लास नाइन्थ में फेल होना, हर फेलियर फेलियर फेल फेल, तो हर कोई मजाक उड़ाए. उसके बाद क्लास 10th में I got a compartment exam in maths. In 12th I did well. But I wanted to get through the NDA, the National Defense Academy. So I failed my entrance test for the NDA. I want to join the army. I can't join the army now. But I got through a very good college because my percentage was good in 12th. I worked very hard. You should peak at the right moment, at the right hours. So I got through Ferguson College, Pune. अब अच्छे कॉलेज में दाखला हो गया. I joined NCC. And I would go to FTI very often. वहाँ पे पूना में Film and Television Institute of India है. Where my uncle, Mr. Nasiruddin Shah, is an alumni of FTI. And my father, Lieutenant General Z.U. Shah, is from NDA, the National Defense Academy. So उन दोनों के alma mater वहाँ पे थे पूना में. इसके लिए मैं खास पूना ही गया. And वहाँ पे मैं I would see NDA as well, I would see FTI as well. और FTI में I became a glorified spot boy. In the sense जब कोई फिल्म की शूटिंग हो रही है, मैंने अपनी पहली फिल्म की थी 1999 में सईद मिर्जा के साथ पूना में. वो YouTube पे है वो फिल्म. बहुत छोटा रोल था मेरा. आई वाज द क्राउड पासिंग बाय शॉट था मेरा. हीरो के पीछे खड़े होके निकलना है. मैं 5 सेकंड लग गए. फुटेज खाए मैंने. 3 सेकंड में हो जाता वो काम, मगर 2 सेकंड मैंने एक्स्ट्रा फुटेज खाई. आराम से टहलते हुए गए ताकि भाई 1 सेकंड और मिल जाए फ्रेम में आने का.
मिले, हाँ, राइट.
So खैर, after that I would lift reflectors, camera, tripod, bipod, सबको चाय पिलाना सेट पे, सबको मतलब I would work over there. और मैं जिंदगी में कोई भी काम मैम छोटा या बड़ा नहीं समझा है. काम काम होता है. काम करने वाला छोटा बड़ा नहीं होता. कोई काम छोटा बड़ा नहीं होता. काम करने वाला छोटा बड़ा होता है. और जिंदगी में जो भी लोग बड़े बने हैं लाइफ में, आप एग्जाम्पल देख लीजिए, हिस्ट्री देख लीजिए, उन्होंने सबने कहीं ना कहीं छोटे से ही शुरू करा है. कोई जो पैराड्रॉप आ गया, जिसको रास्ते मिल गया, वो कहीं ना कहीं डगमगा जाता है. Unless you've learned the hard way, you will not know the ropes of your trade.
Exactly.
So I started from there as a glorified spot boy, do acting in short films with FTI. After graduation, I tried for the National School of Drama, NSD, in the year 2001 and the year 2002. I failed both the times. 2001 mein Pankaj Tripathi was there with me. We were in the same subgroup together, and Pankaj got through. I didn't get through. So I said, I'll try again. So I waited for 1 year, joined a call center in Delhi, Genpact. वो भी I gave a Spectramine company थी, उसका इंटरव्यू दिया, वहां रिजेक्टेड हो गया. फिर मैं Genpact के इंटरव्यू किया, जी कैपिटल इंटरनेशनल सर्विसेज, वहां रिजेक्ट हो गया. फिर उसके बाद 1 हफ्ते के बाद Genpact ने दोबारा बुलाया मेरे को, जी कैपिटल्स ने, that we loved your honesty and your integrity and you seem to be a very honest person apparently. So we would like you to join us. That's how I joined GE. I worked with them for about a year. वहां पे रात भर काम करता था मैं, और दिन में I had my time to either sleep or do some extra work. So I chose to do extra work. I'm a workaholic by nature. मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि आराम हराम है. बस काम करते रहो, काम करते रहो, काम करते रहो. As a wise man once said, stay hungry, stay foolish. आपको वो भूख कंफ्यूज लगी होनी चाहिए. You should have that desire, that fire कि कुछ कर जाऊं जिंदगी में, कुछ हासिल करूं, कुछ करना है. बस जिंदगी में आए हैं, सुबह उठे, नाश्ता किया, काम पे गए, रात को आए, टीवी देखी, न्यूज चैनल पे मुझ जैसे कुछ बेवकूफ बैठे होंगे, वो चला रहे होंगे, और वो देख के अब सो गए. ऐसे नहीं होता ना. You should see life, should experience life. And I
Live
feel,
life. Live it,
yeah,
I would say. Celebrate
absolutely,
it.
absolutely. Live life king size. So anyway, after एनएसडी में नहीं हुआ 2 बार, फिर जामिया मिलिया इस्लामिया के लिए ट्राई किया मैंने, वहां पे नहीं हुआ, मास कॉम डिपार्टमेंट में फिल्म मेकिंग कोर्स के लिए ट्राई किया मैंने. Then I gave my exam for the CDS, Combined Defense Services, for the Officers Training Academy.
Hmm.
And इतनी आदत बन चुकी थी ना फेल होते होते की. तो आई सेड यहाँ पे भी नहीं होगा, कोई बात नहीं, घर वाले खुश होंगे, कम से कम ट्राई तो किया. सीडीएस का इंटरव्यू का एग्जाम दिया, फिर जब मैं भूल गया मैं एग्जाम भी दिया है सीडीएस का. तो आई वाज इन जी, समवन टोल्ड मी दैट द यूपीएससी रिजल्ट्स आर आउट फॉर सीडीएस. तो मैंने बस
Correct.
पकड़ी गुड़गांव से, और बस में भीड़ में जगह नहीं थी, तो मैं बस में लटक के बिल्कुल बाहर किसी तरह मैं ढोलकवां पहुंचा. एक और बस बदली मैंने, वहां से इंडिया गेट पहुंचा, शाहजहां रोड, यूपीएससी की ऑफिस के बाहर. वहां बहुत भीड़ जमा थी. तो मैं वहां पे गया, भीड़ में मैंने नोटिस बोर्ड पे नाम होगा मेरा, यहाँ पे मेरा नाम तो उस पे था नहीं. क्यों? नाम नहीं थे, रोल नंबर थे. ठीक है, तो मैं
Okay.
देखा रोल नंबर भी नहीं था मेरा उसमें. मैं फिर से देखा, आई कुडंट फाइंड माय रोल नंबर ओवर देयर, व्हिच मींस आई हैव नॉट गॉट थ्रू ऑब्वियसली, राइट. कोई, आई वाजंट सरप्राइज्ड, कोई बात. मैं एक बार, तीसरी बार फिर से देखा, और मैं क्या देखता हूँ कि सबसे टॉप पे मेरा रोल नंबर था,
Oh, I
40470. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर
you
दैट.
missed it because you didn't even look over there. You weren't
या
expecting it.
एग्जैक्टली, आई वाज लुकिंग नीचे डाउन, यहाँ पे. तो आई आस्क्ड माय नेबर नेक्स्ट टू मी, जो भीड़ थी ना वहां पे, भाई साहब ये बताइए, ये इस पे जो रोल नंबर लिखे हैं, ये लोग कौन है, जो लोग फेल हुए हैं कि जो लोग पास हुए हैं. सो द गाय सिंह, क्या भाई साहब अभी अच्छा मजाक कर रहे हो, जाहिर सी बात है ना, जो लोग पास हुए हैं उनका है. नहीं नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता, ये लोग, ये उनके हैं जो लोग फेल हुए हैं. एंड ऑल द पीपल वर रिजॉइसिंग अराउंड मी, उनका रोल नंबर है उसमें.
What you
ऑल,
were
नो, ऑल ऑफ देम केम टू बैश मी अप. कि भाई क्या बोल रहे हो भाई, फेल हो रहे हैं. तो ऐसे नहीं भैया, नहीं नहीं नहीं, मत, क्योंकि मेरा नंबर है ना इसमें. हाँ तो आप पास हुए हो ना. हाउ कैन दैट बी, मैं कैसे पास हो गया भाई. Then I learned one more poem and a lesson in life. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, ये खासतौर इस पैंडेमिक के लिए बहुत जरूरी है. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you are trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but have to sigh, when care's pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. See, life is queer with its twists and turns, and all of us sometimes learn. And many a person turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. So don't quit. Though the pace seems slow, you may win with another blow. Often the goal is further for a faint and faltering man. Often a struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. And you never can tell how close you are. It might be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst. You must not quit. So I didn't quit. Up now, I knew I got through the Combined Defense Services through UPSC for the Officers Training Camp. My happiness knew no bounds. वहां पे 100 मीटर की दूरी पे एग्जिट गेट था to go to the main road, but I didn't have the patience to exit from that gate. मैं दौड़ता हुआ गया, और दीवार थी, मैं दीवार फांदी, कूदा, और वहां पे तब मोबाइल फोन आए नहीं थे, तो एसटीडी बूथ था. I think, but I didn't have a mobile that time. Of course, I'm talking about the year 2001 and 2001 or two. I went for my training in 2002, all right. So anyway, I went to the nearest STD booth. I called up my parents. My father was commanding a brigade in Manipur at that time. I said, "This is Lieutenant Mohommed Ali Shah speaking." और लेफ्टिनेंट ना मेरे लिए एक ऐसी रैंक थी जो एक जनरल साहब से बड़ी हो, और लेफ्टिनेंट साहब बन गए, कंधे पे 2 स्टार लगा दिए, भाई दुनिया जहां अपने कब्जे में कर दिया. नाउ यू आर बॉन्ड, यू आर जेम्स बॉन्ड. भाई जेम्स बॉन्ड से ऊपर कौन होता है? एक लेफ्टिनेंट साहब. एंड दैट वाज लेफ्टिनेंट फॉर मी. अब नाउ आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी. मगर क्या हुआ, आई हैड टू गो फॉर एन एसएसबी, दैट सर्विसेज सिलेक्शन बोर्ड, इलाहाबाद, जो कि रिजेक्शन सेंटर होता है. When I went for my SSB,
My husband also cleared from there, and he always tells me कि यहाँ से अमिताभ बच्चन भी फेल होके गया था. And SSB Allahabad is known as the rejection center, and उनका भी कुछ आपके जैसा ही था. Like, just I'm interrupting your story over here. Like, you know, when you're telling me ना कि सबके नाम आ गए और मेरे को दिख ही नहीं रहा था क्योंकि सबसे ऊपर था. So you know कि SSB में जब सबको थैंक यू करके निकाल रहे होते हैं तो आपको सारा सामान बाहर रख दिया जाता है. Right? And they just call out the name जिसका हो गया है, बाकियों को बोला जाता है बेटा board the bus and leave.
yeah,
So they just called out his chest number, and it was like he just looked around and he was like, "Bus, एक ही नाम लिया और बंद." And then they walked away, and he got selected. So he's from the same. As,
wow. And one more thing in common, we both are gunners. He's
both
from
are,
138 medium, I'm from 170 medium. So that
and he's
way.
from CDS also.
Sorry?
CDS. He's also CDS.
Look at that. Amazing, amazing. अच्छा, now what happened? SSB के दौरान 4 दिन में हर रोज every day people were being screened out. ये कट every day. मैं बचता चौथे दिन पे आ गया. Now we went for a medical test. A medical test में भी I did not get selected. I was rejected.
Why?
But that rejection was of a temporary nature. I got a temporary rejection because my name is Mohommed Ali. I'm a boxer. मैं बहुतों की नाक तोड़ी है, मगर कर्मा होता है ना कि भी आपकी भी नाक टूटती है, तो मेरी भी नाक टूटी हुई थी बॉक्सिंग में. मोहम्मद अली, my father was a national boxer, so he had named me Mohammed Ali. तो नाक पे टूटी हुई थी मेरी. So now they said if we send you to Siachen Glacier, आप वहाँ पे breathe नहीं कर पाओगे high altitude में. So you will have to get an operation done of your nose. A very painful surgery it is, very painful. And उसके बाद if you are selected, तो भाई जनरल एनेस्थीसिया में अपने को पूरा बेहोश करके वो ऑपरेशन कराया. And then I reappealed for the re-medical board. And उसमें I got selected. अब हम officers training academy आ गए. The day we all met up at Chennai station and वहाँ पे OT की green bus थी. भाई दुनिया जहाँ कस्बे में करके अब हम officers training academy पहुंच रहे हैं. और आगे गेट था ऑफिसर्स ट्रेनिंग एकेडमी का, बड़ा ग्रैंड मैजेस्टिक गेट. वी एंटर्ड. बन गए अफसर हिंद, लेफ्टिनेंट साहब बन गए, और जेंटलमैन कैडेट बन गए. जेंटलमैन कैडेट इटसेल्फ मेंट वाज लाइक वाओ. जेंटलमैन कैडेट आल्सो वाज नॉट लेस देन अ जनरल. लेट मी टेल दिस टू यू एज वेल. तो वहां पे गए, वी वर मेड टू फॉलो इन टुगेदर. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन द इंस्ट्रक्टर आस्क्ड अस, डू यू ऑल लव योर हेयर? यस सर. Well, I also loved my hair when I had come here. Tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, a barber will come and he'll chop your hair off. So you all get ready. मालूम था होने वाला है. ठीक. फिर हमारे उस्ताद आए, CHM, कंपनी सार्जेंट मेजर इनको बोलते हैं, कंपनी हवलदार मेजर आए. हाथ में पट्टा था वो अशोक का. जेंटलमैन कैडेट्स, आपको यहाँ पे मनोरंजन के केवल 3 या 4 घंटे मिलेंगे दिन में. We all looked very happy. भाई हमें दिन के 3 या 4 घंटे मनोरंजन के मिलेंगे for recreation time for ourselves, which is a lot. 3-4 hours during training, if you see, it's quite a lot. और ये 3-4 घंटे वही होंगे जो आप लोग रात को सोएंगे. ये मनोरंजन होगा हमारा 3-4 घंटे.
Really?
So anyway, so next, अच्छा वहां पे एक पुल अप बार था. पुल अप बार पे उस पे एक मिथ थी कि पुल अप बार पे हमको उल्टा लटकाया जाएगा, और जब बाबर आएगा सुबह को, he'll come with a garden scissor, लंबे लंबे बाल थे, पोनीटेल लेके भी लोग आए थे वहां पे, तो उस पे लटका के पुल अप बार पे आपकी खच खच बाल काटे जाएंगे. अब होल नाइट वी ऑल प्रैक्टिस्ड कि भाई पुल अप बार पे उल्टा पुल अप कैसे होता है, भाई उल्टा लटकते कैसे हैं. हमें उल्टा छोटा चीज हमको आता नहीं था उस टाइम पे. वी प्रैक्टिस दैट द एंटायर नाइट. सुबह को अगले दिन 5 बजे बाबर शॉप के बाहर हम लाइन अप थे, और जब लाइन अप होते हैं तब मैंने तुम जाओ पहले, आफ्टर वो सब हो रहा था हमारा. ठीक है, अरे भाई पहले आप में ट्रेन निकल जाएगी, खड़े हो जाओ चुपचाप वहां पे. एंड देन यू नो व्हाट हैपेंड. A horrendous looking figure with a very big garden scissor appeared from the bushes. मर गए भैया, ये जलाद है कि बाबर है, क्या है पता नहीं, समझ में नहीं आ रहा. He was actually the gardener who had come to water the hedge and cut the extra long hedge. Then the barber came and we were made to give sit in the barber shop in the mirror in a much officer-like fashion, and we were made to get haircuts. पूरा बैठ गया हम लोग. उसके बाद after a haircut, we all look the same. Cut or a cut, यहाँ से, छोटा सा बिल्कुल, like US Marines. I felt like I'm a US Marine, dude. I felt good about that haircut. So हम लोग lined up थे पूरे तीन 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 करके. And now we were to go running towards our barracks. In formation of three. वहाँ पे अशोक पथ था. Ashok Path is the main path, like राजपथ दिल्ली में वैसे इंडिया गेट के पास. तो अशोक पथ से हमको दौड़ के जाना था. एक बहुत ही सीनियर ऑफिसर थे जिनकी एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत बेटी थी, और हम उन बेटी पे उसी दिन शाम को, यंगस्टर थे ना, अर्ली 20s, नजर डाल चुके थे. अब भाई डोरे भी डालेंगे तो कैसे डालेंगे पता नहीं, कैडेट्स मुश्किल है ट्रेनिंग में. एनीवे, तो सेम ऑफिसर एंड हिज डॉटर वर पासिंग बाय फॉर अ मॉर्निंग वॉक एंड वी वर रनिंग ऑफ. एंड वन ऑफ अस, आई विल नॉट टेल यू हु इट वाज, shouted, "Guys, the beauty and the beast!"
Oh my God, लग गई.
अब
इसके बाद तो कंट्रोल
क्या हुआ होगा?
हुआ होगा.
That senior officer turned around. "Hey, you bunch of jokers, come here!" Bloody clowns! Go on your hands for push-ups, come on! तो हम गए push-ups करने के लिए. ठीक है, वो खड़े हुए with his hand on his waist. Now come on! Hold up! On up! Which of you dared to call my daughter a beast, huh? Which of us dared to call his daughter a beast? तो हम यूं थे, and one of us, the moment he heard that, he did. So he said, huh? Who's laughing? Who's laughing? God! And भैया भूत बना हमारा, वो तो खैर अलग बात है. Anyway, now coming back to my father, before I joined the academy, he had got me trained in weapon training, drill, PT, physical fitness, cross country. मेरे पीछे उस्ताद छोड़ रखे थे. सुबह को रोज 4 बजे उठ के I would get trained. That's pre-training days. So I went to academy fully trained. But there was one test. I had an NCC in college. I was from military school. यहाँ पे एक बार नहीं, 2 बार नहीं, 3 बार नहीं, मैं कई बार फेल हुआ. Third attempt के बाद mid term break हुई. All the cadets went home to meet their families, to refresh, rejuvenate. But I didn't get permission to go home. I was made to stay back in academy. Extra punishments were given to me. Extra drills were given to me. And I was missing my family, but I was there in academy. Academy reopened, and my friends came back, all refreshed, rejuvenated. And 4th attempt failed, 5th attempt failed, 6th attempt failed. भाई कमाल का बंदा है यार. फिर एक mercy attempt हुआ. It was like a grace attempt to pass people who जो fail हुए. हम दो थे course-mates. He's now a colonel साहब, Colonel D. Sri Ram Kumar, and myself. He's also a gunner, by the way. He was from the Regiment of Artillery. And the best thing I will tell you about Shri, my course-mate, हम दो थे जो उसमें who didn't clear it. फिर धक्का अटेम्प्ट में भी फेल हो गया मैं. Then I was marched up to the commandant. मेजर जनरल अवस्थी थे वहां पे commandant. And imagine what a shame, a gentleman cadet being marched up to the commandant in the White House. And he read my report card. He said, "Son, I have your report before me and I see you're doing very well in academy. Very good. Keep it up. But son, why is it in one particular subject you have been failing repeatedly? You've been failing consistently. What is the problem? I hope all well." I said, "Sir, before I came for my training to the Officers Training Academy, my father got me trained in all aspects of training. And he said, son, I'm training you because I want you to do well in academy. Now, son, it's your responsibility. Do well in academy, make us proud. But most importantly, always remember to keep your performance consistent." That is why I had been consistently failing in this subject. He laughed. He really had a good laugh. Bloody chap. He had a good sense of humor. I like his sense of humor. Let's go pass karo. Dhake maro, let's go pass karo. And I was made to give punishments and all. थोड़ा pass हो गया मैं सब. And मेरा ऐसा मानना है, खुद भी ऐसा मानना है, that I wasn't that bad in that subject. अगर marching और shooting हो रही है या running shooting हो रही है, तो shooting तो मैं 5 गोली मारूंगा target पे on this thing. अगर 5 किलोमीटर दौड़ के आने हैं with 30 kg backpack, In 20 minutes, I will do that as well. I'm proving it on ground. अगर एक 9 feet ditch पे jump मारना है, I will do it. अगर एक monkey rope climb करनी है, I'm showing it. I'm climbing it. You can't fail me in that if you don't like me, right? But drill left, right, left. If you don't like my face, you can always keep failing me in that. तो मैंने कहा मेरे को बहुत खुंदक भी थी कि भाई मैं मिलिट्री स्कूल से आया हूँ, एनसीसी करके आया हूँ. आई एम 6 feet 1 inch tall. I don't have a pot belly. I have six pack abs. I have a decent word of command. I come from a theater background. आवाज भी ठीक ठाक थी. मगर मैं क्यों फेल हो जा रहा हूँ इसमें? And my other course mate, Colonel D. Sri Ram Kumar, he was relegated in academy. He lost seniority. But do you know in the year 2008 what happened? In the year 2008, when I was not even allowed to participate in the passing out parade. POP hoti hai, passing out parade. Imagine how humiliating it was. My father was GOC Bengal area. He had come in his uniform with my mother. My brother-in-law was serving in the Navy, an naval aviator. He had come in uniform. My friends had come to watch my passing out parade. Or passing out parade, mein chuk gaya. I didn't tell anybody that I am not going to be participating in the passing out parade. And after POP, people asked me, "Where were you? We didn't see you." I said, "No, मैं बीच में कहीं पे था, आपको नजर नहीं आया होगा मैं." But they all knew I was swimming. But then you know what happened in the year 2008? 2008, I was posted in Nagaland. And I got to know that the selections for the Assam Rifles contingent commander are on. In fact, in the end of 2007 only the selection started.
I
So
was
I
about
dared
to
to
come
go.
to that. I was about to come to that.
Yes, ma'am. So I dared to go for the selection. I told my CEO, "Sir, I really need to go." And my CEO is a very good officer. I'm still in touch with him. I just spoke to him a few days back. Now, Brigadier Gautam Ganguly retired from the army. He's joined the Punjab Police on the post of a DIG. And he's my mentor. I still take advice from him. I'm very much in touch with him. I told him, "Sir, I need to go for selection because I have a score to settle. And in academy, my adjutant kept failing me in this test. And where I don't believe I was that bad कि मैं mercy attempt पे भी मैं इतना गहरा गुजरा हूँ क्या? उस पे भी फेल होता गया. पासिंग आउट परेड में हिस्सा नहीं लिया मैंने. अंतिम पक्ष से नहीं गुजरा मैं. हाँ, कसम परेड में शामिल हुआ मैं. I took the pledge, I took the oath, all right. But not participating in passing out parade was like very humiliating. And my ustad would tell me, "Come here, बाहर निकलो." बाहर निकल के आया, कंधे पे हाथ रखो, ये वेस्ट पे हाथ रखो और बोलो, मैं पीओपी में पार्ट नहीं ले रहा हूं, मैं बॉन्ड हूं, तुम लोग बेवकूफ हो. That kind of, it's a mental torture. But Ogden Nash says some tortures are physical, some tortures are mental, but the torture that is both is dental. Khair. So and Ogden Nash also said, which also helped me later on, to keep your marriage brimming in the loving cup. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up.
And
Okay,
now you are not being they did not pass you in the POP. They did not allow you to take part there. You led the Assam Rifle contingent on Rajpath in the Republic Day. So
ma'am, ma'am,
that
there is something more to it actually. There's something more to it. About the जब मैं selection के लिए गया for the parade commander selection, मैं देखा कि एक से एक धुरंधर ऑफिसर, कम से कम मतलब over a dozen officers was lined up, all 6 footers, handsome, good bearing, good word of command, very good marching drill, very well turned out, was standing there. उनको देख के मैं थोड़ा I got a bit shaky, घबरा गया मैं. ऐसे इनके आगे तो भाई मेरा नंबर नहीं है इनके आगे. But 10 में से 5, 5 में से 3, 3 में से 2 ऑफिसर select हुए. And I was the second officer, the Adam officer, who was selected as a reserve. But then the first officer, who was the parade commander, Captain Sood, fell sick. He couldn't come to Delhi with us. So I stepped into the position of being the parade commander, the contingent commander. And you know what happened? A few days before the Republic Day parade, जो कि number 1, जो उससे prestigious तो कोई है ही नहीं. हिंदुस्तान में भी अगर आप फौज में किसी को पूछ ले तुम्हारा सपना क्या है, like Captain Manoj Pandey said, "I want to join the army because I want to win a Paramveer Chakra." And Major Acharya, Paramveer Chakra, said, "I want to join the army because I want to do 26 January parade at Rajpath and I want to win the Paramveer Chakra." He got both. And now I was telling you about my friend D. Sri Ramkumar. On 2008 at Rajpath, there were only 2 people from our course who were there at the Rajpath. और कौन थे? It was Colonel, that time Major D. Sri Ramkumar, who did not get through the parade test in academy, and myself. हम 2 लोग थे. He was with the Ashok Chakra. He has got the highest award for gallantry.
okay.
Ashok Chakra. So he was there and I was there. And I had 2 stress fractures in both my legs, cutting a very short, a long story short. I pumped in a heavy dose of painkillers. And if you see the video, you will not be able to tell that I have multiple fractures in both my legs in that parade. And when I crossed the Rajpath, yes, when I crossed the Rajpath, now there was no audience who was watching me, but it was my own integrity that helped me to go on. I need to quickly just attend to one thing at 8 o'clock. I'll just be back in like 5 minutes if you don't mind, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem.
5 minutes में आ रहा हूँ मैं 5 मिनट 5 मिनट
So, a person who has was rejected so many times, he was leading the parade. Now a little I will tell you about Major Ali. Like, he has been continuously working and delivering back to back motivational sessions, dealing with the coronavirus situations, interacting with millions across the globe, which has uplifted many people in their tiring times. As a motivational speaker, he specializes in converting one's negatives into positives, disadvantages into advantages, liabilities into assets, and darkness into light, the weaknesses into strengths. And I'm sure you will agree with me over here when, like, listening to him over here. And in a little break, when he'll come back, just before winding up, we were at. I would ask him basically to tell you about his journey from being an army officer into his acting, like how, like, how he graduated into that. See, we are all basically, when a caterpillar is turning into a pupae, that is the time the caterpillar thinks that the life is finished. Life, there is nothing more to life, and that he is dying. Less does he know that this is the test that he is going to go through to convert into a butterfly. So, our Major Ali is one of those caterpillars who has then become a butterfly, and a beautiful butterfly, I would say. From a caterpillar to a pupa to a butterfly, just when everything he thought that everything was going wrong for him, things started going right. Just before leaving Major Ali, we've got about 5 minutes over here. I would like to know from you, being an army officer's son and being an officer yourself, how did you go into the acting line? Because you are a stage artist, you love to do your plays, you write your own plays and very successful plays also. So, this, kaise? Officer and a gentleman we know, but an officer and an actor is something I think people would be very interested in knowing about you.
Ma'am,
ये चीजें अलग है बिल्कुल.
I used to model in college. I was a waiter at Pizza Hut. I used to earn my own pocket money that time. So I got into modeling. I was Mr. Pune Talent in the year 1999.
Mhm.
And from there, I would do theatre as well. As William Shakespeare rightly said in this poem, Seven Stages of a Man, all the world is stage and all the players, merely actors, they have their entrances and exits. Like you are playing the role of an anchor, a wonderful anchor. And I am playing the role of this person struggling and trying to cope up to your questions. So we are all playing our parts over there. And so I was an actor before I joined the army. I joined the army as an actor, a boy, and because I had not got through the NSD, and a wise old man advised me that, son, it was my father's deputy GOC in Secunderabad, Brigadier Shashi Khanna. I still remember he's from 9 Special Forces, 9 Para Commandos. He told me, son, if you want to join the army, join the Para Commandos. He told me, he said, army will pay you and train you in martial arts, horse riding and polo, deep water diving, mountain climbing, rock climbing, hang gliding, adventure sports, water sport, parasailing, parajumping, paratrooping, you name it, you'll be a gentleman for life. And मैं कहा कोई देश प्रेम की देशभक्ति की भावना तो जिंदा रहेगी रहेगी इसके अलावा I would learn so much. And I was very fortunate. I got to be ADC to a very illustrious general, Lieutenant General Zanu Shah, incidentally my own father. But yes, I would never go to his house. I would stay separately. I would meet them very professionally, only in army parties and office, at the golf course. I would meet. Mrs. Shah, incidentally, my mother, only at the ABBA meets or ladies club, I would take her, or for any official program. I would never travel the same helicopter that General Shah was traveling for obvious reasons, because, so for safety reasons, General Shah would be in a different helicopter. I would be in a different helicopter. And Northeast, may it's the the terrain. It's very very dicey over there. I became a major sahab in 3 years of service, and because I was a field major, Barsati major, acting major, and acting rank was given to me in 3 years. So I have seen the best of both worlds. And now coming back to acting, I was also influenced by my father's younger brother, Mr. Nasiruddin Shah, and since I was in Pune, I had seen NDA and FTI. Now I came back to what I left behind. Forge maybe I would take part. I would conduct tambolas on Sunday, be the MC, the host for various cultural events. I would keep on with my creativity in the army as well. And I would tell motivation stories to my jawans at the border of Captain Vikram Batra, Captain Anuj Nair, Captain. I would Captain Vijayan Thapar. Unka ek letter hai which really motivates everyone. He writes on 28th June 1999 when he was going for his final assault. He wrote this letter home, and he wrote, "My dearest Papa, Mummy, and Grand. By the time this letter reaches you all, I would be observing you all from the skies, enjoying the hospitality of summers. I have no regrets. In fact, if I were to be born again, I would choose to join the army and serve my nation. Whichever organ needs to be taken."
You went from here to acting. Actually, you have lots of award-winning
I'll just
performances.
complete this letter, ma'am. I'll just complete this letter.
Okay.
Whichever organ needs, because it's a martyr's letter, no, so that's why I have a lot of respect for him. Whichever organ needs to be taken should be taken and donated. Continue giving rupees 50 to the orphanage and donate some money to Ruxana every month. I hope the sacrifice of these brave men is remembered and inspires generations to come. I hope a picture of mine is kept in the Alpha Company Mandir next to Karni Mata. Papa, you must be proud. Mama, please go and meet. The name is withheld. I loved her. Mama ji, please forgive me for anything wrong that I may have done. Anyhow, it's about time I go and join my clan of Dirty Dozen. My assault party has 12 chaps. Live life king size, yours, Robin. Jai Hind. Yes, ma'am. Can you say something?
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. I had just I was looking over here and I lost track over there. So I just the same question I repeat is you're from an army officer. Your transaction to an actor is what? There are many people aspiring Bollywood calling and all
But
that.
also, Brigadier Khanna advised me that, manufacture a product which nobody else will be having. You don't have to be good to be an actor. You don't have to be excellent or outstanding, because there's so many people over there already. What you got to be is, you got to be exceptional. And how do you make yourself exceptional? आज की तारीख में मैं ढूंढने भी जाएंगे पूरी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में, कोई एक्टर जो हकीकत में फौज में सर्विस करके आया हो, आपको नहीं मिलेगा. So that became my USP. And that is how I acted in Vishal Bhardwaj, Heather. वो अलग बात है कि वो जो भी roles करे हैं मैंने, I have done in the army uniform, but I am trying different roles, like in Tigmanshu Dhulia's Yara, जो Z5 पे आई है. I played a Sikh, though it's a cop, but I played a Sikh cop. 2-2.5 साल मैं दाढ़ी की चुका है, अपने 6 मीटर की पकड़ी बननी सीखी, सिगरेट छोड़ दी मैंने एक दिन में. A chain smoker. Spent a month in the Golden Temple, read the Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, did jhadu, pocha, bartan, cut the firewood and put in the cookhouse. And that is how I learned Punjabi. Though I didn't have to speak Punjabi in the film. I learned Punjabi because I want to be true to Jasjeet Singh. And that's how I could do that role. Avrodh आई है Sunil Live पे, where I played a para commando. Very easy. मगर एक और फिल्म आ रही है Moji, that is directed by my friend Vicky Malhotra, where I've played a terrorist in fact. So it's like उसमें बिल्कुल contrast है, फौजी playing a terrorist, because I dealt with them in my stint in Jammu Kashmir and Northeast. I got to know, okay, I observed them wherever I could, and I've played it as per my observation. So the stint about the conversion into an actor happened just when the caterpillar thought it's the end of the world. It be transformed into a beautiful butterfly. Come to the edge, no, we will fall. They came to the edge and they flew. So very time when we are upset, we want to quit a 9 to 5 job. बहुत लोग हैं, मैं जानता हूँ भाई, फौज के बाद मेरा दाखिला हो गया. I am Calcutta में, मैम. I went and did my management there, and I am Calcutta through the army, through DG resettlement. And I got placed on campus with this company called Rota Thalis Limited, where I worked for 4 years, joined Mahindra and Mahindra for a year. Then I became the CEO of a company very early in life. By 2013, I was CEO. I was a CEO. But now, having seen life as a waiter, as a glorified spot boy, and as an ADC in the army to a corps commander to a lieutenant general, who later on became the deputy chief of the army staff, seeing life as a CEO of a company from 30,000 feet from above mean sea level and grassroots level, I said, there's more I need to explore. And I had earned some money at that time. So I said, let me now, instead of buying something expensive, let me go and travel. And my advice to everyone is, if you all have some money, instead of buying a luxury car, go and travel the world. Go and see. Go and experience life. There's so much to see in life. There's so much to learn. Live life king size and
You
keep
know, when you
exploring.
travel, I think it broadens your horizons. You come to know many people, different cultures, uh, so many things that are over here that we have kind of, perceived them by just reading is what we look into. And when we come in contact with people, I think we can appreciate things much better, and we also carry back some very good memories of those associations. And
Yes,
that is
man,
what
absolutely.
develops us. That is what I think. You are also a brat. I am also a brat. For all those people who think brat means naughty, yes, definitely we are very, up in mischief. But brat also means in a 4G language, it means born, raised, and transferred. So when we are transferred on different postings, we move with our parents, we see so many new places, we interact with people, we learn their styles, their lingos, their accent, the language. It all is in that. तभी कहते हैं ना कि एक फौजी बच्चा बहुत स्मार्ट क्यों होता है, बिकॉज हम शायद हमारे को ये जो हमारी पेरेंट्स जो हार्डशिप्स देखते हैं, हम बोरिया बांध के उनके पीछे चल देते हैं, हम कभी भी लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशनशिप्स नहीं बना पाते, कोई बहुत ज्यादा फ्रेंड्स, बट जो बनते हैं वो लाइफ टाइम के लिए बनते हैं. So
Absolutely.
we are all brats out there. He's a brat, I am a brat, and all other Fauji brats are there. So this is what I think people should learn. Like, traveling opens up horizons, and I don't think it is. What do you say, Major Ali? क्या एक जगह पे बैठे रहना सही है?
I don't think so. Life begins at the end of the comfort zone. The moment you go through, see, fine test of fire makes fine steel. तब की सोना बनता है. The more cuts on a diamond, the better the shine. So एक जगह पे बैठे रहेंगे तो कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. आप कम सोइए रात को, कम खाइए. Remain hungry. That desire to do something should always be there. वो desire मर गई ना. Ma'am, I'm very inspired by you. You yesterday told me that you have made the creatives yourself. You do everything yourself. It's a one-man army in RL Talks. You are the technician. You are the creative person. Amazing, and it's really you are so savvy with that. I was like, wow, that's really impressive. Like, others should learn. You are an example to a lot of people who should see that how, if you want to do things, don't make excuses. No, 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 no. अरे ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, poster नहीं आया, creative वाला नहीं आया, technician नहीं आया. Here is a living example sitting right before you. Ma'am, you have made things happen. You are a go-getter. You have got things done. That's the way people should learn. So, I mean, and there is one message I want to give to everyone. Rudyard Kipling wrote this poem, If. It's my Bible of life. He wrote, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for the doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies or being hated. Don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or wash the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build them up with one or tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and snoo to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can force your heart and nerve and slew to serve your turn long after they're gone, I say again, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distant run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son. So the words of this poem have always kept me going. People ask me, where do you get this energy from? This energy comes from a drive, from hunger. It comes from a zeal, a passion. And last year, HDFC Life Insurance called me for a motivation talk, and I did not know how to negotiate money with them. But I ended up getting 10.5 lakh rupees for one speaking assignment. So that qualified me to be the highest paid motivational speaker of the country. And I was very surprised how all that happened. Suddenly, एक साल में internationally offered आ रहे हैं बोलने के एक साल में हुआ ये just 1 year. It's because, and there was a company from Bangalore which actually sent a private aircraft to receive me and flew me over to Bangalore and gave a talk. All this happened. All this was happening. Something like amazing was happening to me because I thought well, I thought good, I thought positive, and I am sure I can vouch for it that you all of you us who are listening over here, सब आप और ये जो मेरा मुझे को ताव लगाया था ना आप ये आपसे बात करूंगा. I'm sure you all can see the radiance and the exuberance and the energy that only comes through something from here. कि यहाँ से आपको करना है तो आप कर लेंगे वो. And one last thing, sorry, I'm just getting carried away. But last, I'll conclude by reciting Ibrahim Lincoln's letter to his son's teacher. What he wrote to his son's teacher, when his son was starting school, he wrote, "My son starts school today. It is all going to be strange and new to him for a while, and I wish you would treat him gently. It's an adventure that might take him across continents, all adventures that probably include wars, tragedy, and sorrow. So, dear teacher, will you please take him by his hand and teach him things he will have to know? Teaching him, but gently if you can. Teach him that for every enemy there is a friend. He will have to know that all men are not just, all men are not true. But teach him also that for every scoundrel there is a friend. Teach him also that for every crooked politician there is a dedicated leader. Teach him that 10 cents earned is of far more value than a dollar found. And school teacher, it is far more honorable to fail than to cheat. Teach him how to gracefully lose and to enjoy winning when he does well. Teach him the wonder of books, but also give him quiet time to ponder about the extreme mysteries of birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and flowers on a green hill. Teach him to be gentle with people, tough with tough people. Stay him away from envy if you can, and teach him the secret of quiet laughter. Teach him how to laugh when he's sad. Teach him there's no shame in tears. Teach him there can be glory in failure and despair in success. Teach him to scoff at cynics. Try to give my son the strength not to follow the crowd when everyone else is doing it. Teach him to listen to everyone, but teach him also to filter all that he hears on a screen of truth and take only the good that comes through. Teach him to have faith in his own ideas. Teach him to sell his talents and brains to the highest bidder, but never to put a price tag on his heart and soul. Teach him to have faith in his own ideas, because only then he will have faith in himself, in mankind, in God. This is the order, teacher, but see what best you can do. He is such a nice little boy, and he is my son." I can go on. I love speaking. And if you love speaking, if you are passionate about your craft, others will enjoy seeing your craft, seeing your work.
That was beautiful, and I would really thank you from the viewers. आज कुछ जुड़े हैं, कुछ नहीं जुड़े हैं. I'm sure this is an epic session, and there is so much more to learn from you. And
There's a YouTube channel of mine on YouTube by my name, Mohommed Ali Shah. Please subscribe to it, share it, and comment. Press the like button, the bell icon. And there is a public speaking academy I run online with my friend Ragni Agrawal. We have this company called Empowering Lives, where we train people in public speaking. If you want to get coached, if you have a stage fright, or if you stammer, stutter, lisp, the problem that I had, I have the remedy for that. Come over. You can write to us on Facebook or on our YouTube channel.
what more does anybody need? They already have an invitation from you to join. So, listeners, please make the most of it. And I'm sure first I'll thank you, Mohommed Ali Shah, Major Mohommed Ali Shah, for being here. And now I'll come down to Major Ali. बहुत
You
लंबा हो
don't feel like
जाता
going at all. I don't feel like hanging up at all. At eight
है.
o'clock sharp, at 8 o'clock sharp, now I had to give a bite to a television channel. So the unit was waiting downstairs. So I
Yeah,
quickly
I
went, gave
cannot.
my 2 minute bite, and I rushed up again.
No, I'm just winding up now.
हाँ नहीं अभी तो I told them I'll give you a 30-second bite, 1 minute bite, and I came. तुम्हें YouTube channel पे वो भी मिल जाएगी bite जो मैं दी.
ठीक है. Chalo, okay. We'll break off here. Thank you so much for being with us and spending so much time with us. It was like excellent. I have got no words for it. मैंने time limit कुछ और रखा था, and then I guess we both were enjoying it so much that भूल जाओ time क्या है.
I'm
So
getting this spell after a long time. Break off. Let's break off. My friends in Bombay, especially Nanda Puri and Ishan Puri, Om Puri Saab's wife and son, they make fun of this term break off. And I would say, "Arey, break off your driver, yaar. Just break off. Late ho gaya, raat ko dinner kar rahe hain. I'll drop you home. कोई बात नहीं, break off." So they're like, break off, break off, break off. बहुत break off. मैं ये फौज का term है ना हमारा, तो अब नहीं समझोगे. So I will be showing it to you, Nishan, Ishan and Nanda. मैं आपको भेजूंगा ये break off. फिर आप बोलना मेरे को, आप फिर हंस के दिखाना मेरे को.
true. चलिए. So see you and thank you for being here. Thank you so much, Major Ali.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. एक और आखिरी मैं जा जाते पार्टिंग नोट पे बोलता हूँ, एक सीक्रेट और शेयर करता हूँ. I am my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but really so. I am my own grandpa. Let me explain to you how. For many, many years ago, when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was as pretty as could be. Now, this widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair so red that my father fell in love with her, and soon the two were wed. Now, this made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life, for my daughter now became my mother, so she became my father's wife. Now, to complicate the matter, though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. Now, this little baby of mine then became a brother-in-law to dad, and so became my uncle, for it made me very sad. For if this little baby of mine was my uncle, then that made him the brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course by now was my stepmother. My father's wife, then her son, who kept her on the run, and he became my grandchild, for he was my stepdaughter's son. My wife is now my stepmother's mother and makes me blue, because although she's my wife, she is my grandmother too. Now, if my wife is my grandmother, then obviously I am a grandchild, and every time I think of this, by God, it nearly drives me wild. For now I've become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my own grandma, I am my own grandpa. It sounds funny and complicating, I know, but really so. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. And we'll take your leave over here. Thank you for
Don't take
being
my leave. I at least to get a few days of annual leave and casual leave. Don't take my leave. Joking.
and do promise us that you'll be back with us with many, many more surprises.
Sure, ma'am. Sure,
And
sure.
just before going, I would like to tell you that today you quoted all of my favorite poets. So I and the poems too. So I really enjoyed
हमसे
listening to
शुरू
that.
भी नहीं हुआ. I was only warming up. I was only warming up.
बताया, Shakespeare बताया, सब बताया. So it was like, I have been listening and I do follow their poems. So in my real life also. So again, I'll thank you very much. And we end our session at this. Bye-bye.
Super. Bye, ma'am. Take care. Guys, do follow my YouTube channel and do right there. Right on my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
पहुंच
LinkedIn.
जाओ सारे के सारे, and you'll get much, 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 much more to learn than what we have actually discussed here. So,
Super. Bye. It was great. Good fun. Good fun. Really.
okay, bye-bye.
Super. Bye, ma'am. Take care, Jen. My regards to sir, please. Bye,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So that was Major Ali for you, Major Mohommed Ali Shah. You want to know more about it, please go and visit his YouTube channel and his empowering lives. There's so much more to him than what we just discussed here. And I'm sure you have enjoyed this session and do share it ahead with people who need it. You know, जैसे उन्होंने बताया, हम लोग छोटी छोटी चीजों पे थक जाते हैं, हार जाते हैं. कोई इनसे सीखे जिंदगी में आगे कैसे बढ़ना है, जोश के साथ जीना है, जिंदगी के हर पहलू का मजा लेना है. हार का जब तक आप मजा नहीं लोगे तब तक जीत आपके मुट्ठी में नहीं आएगी. इस चीज को समझना है और हारने से डरना नहीं है. याद रखिए, आपकी हर एक हार आपको जीत के और एक कदम पास लेके जाती है. सो विद दैट, I will end this session here, over here, and बने रहिएगा हमारे साथ. अगली बार के लिए अगले सेशन में हम आपके पास एक और गेस्ट लेकर आएंगे जो जिसने जिंदगी को बहुत करीब से देखा है. So till then, see you, bye bye, and thank you for being with us.